Welcome back. If you're watching this, you already have a problem, and I'm about to make it 10 times worse. Today, we're counting down 7 anime that are so dangerously addictive, so relentlessly good, that your sleep schedule will become a distant memory. We're talking about shows that will have you watching the clock at 2 a.m. thinking just one more, then 3 a.m., then 4 a.m., then suddenly it's morning, and you have to be somewhere in an hour. You know the feeling. These are the shows that cause it. Let's get into it, starting at number 7, ReZero. A young guy gets transported to a fantasy world and discovers he has a special ability every time he dies. He comes back to an earlier point in time. Sounds like a cheat code, right? It is absolutely not a cheat code. It is psychological torture, because every death is real, every failure is felt, and watching Subaru break down, rebuild himself, and keep going despite knowing he might die again is one of the most gripping things you will ever watch in anime. Season 2 in particular goes to places that are so dark and so emotionally heavy that you will find yourself pausing just to process what you just saw, and then immediately pressing play again because you cannot wait to see how it ends. Number 6, Neon Genesis Evangelion. This is the anime that changed everything. Giant mechs fighting alien monsters sounds straightforward. It is not straightforward at all. Evangelion is a deep psychological dive into depression, identity, loneliness, and what it means to connect with other people. The main character, Shinji, is not your typical hero. He doesn't want to fight, he's scared, he's broken, and watching him try to survive both the battles and his own mind is one of the most uniquely human experiences anime has ever put on screen. This show was made in 1995, and it still hits harder than most things releasing today. Watch it, then watch End of Evangelion, then stare at the ceiling for a while. Number 5, Mob Psycho 100. From the same creator as One Punch Man, but this one hits on a completely different emotional level. Mob is a middle school kid with the most terrifying psychic powers ever seen in anime, and he refuses to use them because he doesn't want to hurt people. The entire show is a build-up to what happens when he finally lets go. But what makes Mob Psycho genuinely impossible to stop watching is the heart underneath it all. It's a show about growing up, finding yourself, choosing kindness in a world that keeps testing you. The animation is absolutely insane. Some of the best action sequences in all of anime, and by the time season 2 ends, you will feel like you just watched something truly special. Number 4, Gurren Lagann. This is the most hype anime ever made. Full stop. Humanity has been forced underground by a tyrant who rules the surface. A young kid named Simon and his older brother figure Kamina decide to dig their way up and take back the sky. What starts as a scrappy underground rebellion becomes, and I am not exaggerating, a war that spans the entire galaxy. This show starts at 100 and just keeps climbing. Every arc is bigger than the last. Every speech from Kamina will make the hair on your arms stand up. Gurren Lagann is the kind of anime that makes you feel like you can do anything. And when it ends, and it ends in the most epic way possible, you will sit there in silence, feeling genuinely emotional. An absolute masterpiece of energy. Number 3, Chainsaw Man. If you haven't watched this yet, what are you doing? Denji is a teenager who merges with his devil dog to become a hybrid who can turn his body into chainsaws. He works for a government agency hunting devils. That's the premise. But Chainsaw Man is not really about that. It's about loneliness. It's about wanting the most basic things in life: food, warmth, someone who cares about you, and never being able to hold on to them. The action is absolutely unreal. Studio Mappa went all out with this one. But it's the characters, the unpredictability, and the moments that completely blindside you that make this show a 3 a.m. trap. You will keep watching because you genuinely cannot predict what happens next. That's a rare thing. Chainsaw Man has it. Number 2, Berserk. This is not for the faint of heart. Berserk is the darkest, most brutal, most emotionally devastating anime on this entire list, and it is also one of the greatest stories ever told in any medium. Guts is a man who has been fighting since the day he was born. A lone mercenary with a sword bigger than he is, trying to survive a world that has never shown him mercy. His friendship with Griffith and what that friendship becomes is one of the most tragic arcs in all of fiction. The 1997 anime adaptation is legendary. It will break you, and the manga, if you go that far, will break you again in ways you are completely unprepared for. Berserk earns the number 2 spot. Because once it grabs you, it never lets go. Not even a little. And the number 1 anime that will completely destroy your sleep schedule, Monster. This is not a flashy pick. There are no superpowers, no special abilities, no giant robots. Just a brilliant surgeon named Tenma who saves the life of a young boy and spends the rest of the series trying to stop that same boy from becoming one of the most terrifying serial killers in history. Monster is a slow-burn psychological thriller that operates at the level of a prestige TV drama, and it is absolutely relentless once it gets going. The tension never drops. The characters are some of the most human, most complex, most carefully written in all of anime, and Johan the monster at the center of this story is genuinely one of the greatest villains ever created. People have lost entire nights, entire weekends to this show. It is 74 episodes, and every single one will leave you unable to stop. Monster is the number 1 sleep destroyer on this list because it doesn't just keep you watching, it keeps you thinking long after the credits roll. And that's your list. 7 anime guaranteed to wreck your sleep schedule. 0 regrets. Which one are you starting tonight? Drop it in the comments, I want to know. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. More bangers coming. I'll see you in the next one.